Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email me, Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase pricing and availability questions concerning this watch. And this watch is a very special edition of 252 pieces in platinum launched in 2005, which for Vacheron Constantin marked a quarter millennium of its existence. This is the Vacheron Constantin Jubilee 1755 date in platinum, a Jubilee model year special edition that was made in all three golds and platinum. And if you added up all the variants made of this Jubilee model, you had 1,755, of which 252 were this variant, the scarcest, platinum with a platinum dial and a platinum pin buckle. So the watch is 40 millimeters in diameter, and this is, for those keeping score, reference 85250. We're going to throw it in profile where you can see the most important dimension. Though 40 millimeters in diameter and only 12.5 millimeters thick, it is 49.8 from lug to lug, which means it wears a little bit bigger, and it has a very standard 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. Now with a platinum buckle and a platinum case and a platinum dial, you might be wondering, well, how much does all this mass? And let's mass it. Okay, so you are looking at 131.56 or possibly 1/100th of a gram more, 2/100ths of a gram. So it's a heavy watch. In other words, anything over about 112 grams, if it's a strap watch with a pin buckle, is quite heavy. We'll throw it on the wrist now. My wrist is 16 centimeters in circumference, and we'll get a sense of how it fits. And it fits nicely, though it is a broad watch. I want you to think of this as more of a 41 or a 42 in terms of how it fits, because the lug-to-lug span is broad. But the lugs are also curved, which is why I think you could probably wear this on a wrist slightly smaller than mine. If my wrist is 16, I think a 15 centimeter circumference wrist could still wear this well. And because it is thin and has a sloped bezel, it'll easily slide underneath a dress cuff. Taking a look at the strap, you can see we have large semi-rectangular scale alligator leather. We're still looking at a belly cut of some variety, though not the purest rectangular scale. It's a little bit of an offbeat cut with a few different scale patterns, but all large scales. We have black with a matte finish. There's no bolstering. It's very thin, and it's a very pliant, flexible strap. With double alligator, you can see small round scale on the bottom. The benefit of gator on both sides, though it costs a lot more money, is that it also lasts a lot longer. And it makes for a strap that has all the qualities of alligator on both sides, meaning very, very tough, very durable, very long-lived, and a little bit more tolerant to cleaning with a moist cloth to revive it periodically, more so than calfskin. You can see no crimping, no gouging, is a brand new Vacheron factory strap, and that here, because the lugs are drilled fairly close to the case, a curved spring bar is used, so there's no impediment to the motion of the strap. And I think that is probably the reason why a 15 centimeter wrist can wear this rather broad watch. It's because the lugs are drilled close to the case, and moving the pivot centers inboard improves fit. Platinum pin buckle, you can see with Vacheron's Maltese cross logo on the bottom, and the buckle itself is the Maltese cross. You'll also find it on the dial, and you'll find it on the crown, and you'll find it on the case back twice. A little note here, it says number 34. That is 34 of the greater series. So for instance, it's not going to say number 34 of 252 or number 34 of 1,755. So just keep that in mind. These are limited edition watches, but it's not entirely clear where they sit in the sequence. Just know the numbers made, nod, and smile. Taking a look at the lugs, Vacheron's lug designs through the decades represent perhaps its most distinctive design tradition. It has bold, elaborate, memorable, personality-filled lug profiles. They're never the same, but they're always expressive. And you can see this is not easy to do. These lugs are concave and fluted internally. And take a look at the sharp break between case and lug. That is very old school welded lug case construction, where the lugs are inserted into a slot in the case flank, welded on, and then hand filed to create this sharp break between the lug and the case. You can even see there's a little bit of a third facet on the underside of the lug. So these are deeply complex forms. We have a polished case band, and you can see there's coining on the case back as well as the bezel. And then we roll around to the dial. Note that the crown is slightly countersunk in profile so it doesn't stick out excessively. We have pushers for the calendar functions. You will note French language calendar here. The dial itself is made of platinum, and so this is a precious metal dial in a precious metal case. The hands, the indices, the logo, the shield, the numerals, they're all made of white gold with the exception of the fired blued steel hands used for the seconds and then the calendar. The dial features a unique cut that was created specifically for the Jubilee in 2005, so you won't find this on any other Vacheron watch or any other watch. We also have a unique sort of, maybe I would describe that as a pyramide, clou de Paris, and then we've got a unique aesthetic where you have a dial with a lot of calculated asymmetry. It would be bilaterally symmetrical if not for the Poinçon de Genève and Geneva seal appliqué right here. And then we've got the power reserve scale just below the hands, which is an awkward, or one might say decisively dissonant place to put it. This is almost like jazz, where you have a calculated asymmetry or dissonance that is an artistic statement rather than some default decision. This is here to provide a little bit of visual tension on what would have otherwise been a completely symmetrical and rather forgettable dial. The details matter, but so do the macro features like architecture, and this is an important piece of it. The power reserve is 43 hours automatic winding, though if you wish, you can also wind it manually to see the power reserve scale moving. And this is a hacking movement, so if you pull the crown out, you can actually stop the seconds hand and set it to a reference time. A little note about the primary hands. The hours and the minutes, you can see these are lovely tapered broadsword hands that are half frosted and half polished for better contrast against the dial base. And this dial is a dark gray, whereas the other dials on the other variants are more obviously silver white. And if you get very close, you can see this is genuine lathe-turned guilloché, not the stamped kind. Out back, we have a caliber 2475, a Vacheron manufacture movement. You can see the rotor elaborately cut and also with several different finishes: polish, guilloché, beveling, media blast. And then at center, we'll take a quick look. You can see steel ball bearings, automatic winding, 4 Hertz beat rate, 27 joules, hacking seconds, high horology style 5-position adjustment, also the standard used for chronometers. And then the Geneva seal on the movement. Platinum case, reference 85250, 250 years, a quarter millennium of Vacheron. And now you can see the movement with mirrored anglage, stripes across the bridges, snailing on the outer edges of the bridges. You can see that the screw and the jewel sinks are internally beveled. All screw heads are polished, mirrored, with chamfered slots in circumference. We have setnation on the wheels. We have a polished stud holder, and we have engine turning on the base plate. And if you look at some of the steel structures adjacent to the balance, those feature setnation on their tops and beveling on their sides. It is a good-looking and worthy manufacturer automatic movement from Vacheron in a worthy Vacheron. Again, that dial with the calculated asymmetry, it's got a little bit of the je ne sais quoi of a Longa 1, but in a very different sort of French-Swiss way. This is a watch that is beguiling, and with the weight in the hand, you will never cease to be impressed. Reach out to Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase and pricing, and know this: Vacheron might have been $250 back in 2005, but it's still kicking. It is the oldest continuously operating, never defunct watchmaker in Switzerland, and one of the oldest anywhere in the world.